Hi, and thank you for joining in to look at the civil engineering careers and civil engineering offerings that we have in AIT. By way of introduction, my name is Joe O'Toole. I've been working as a lecturer in the civil engineering department at AIT for over 20 years. Over the course of the next 15 or 20 minutes, I intend to enlighten you with regard to the profession of civil engineering and guide you through our offerings in AIT. One of the main questions we're asked at open days by students and prospective students is, what is civil engineering? For those who are not fully enlightened, civil engineering is a professional engineering discipline that deals with the design, construction and maintenance of the physical and naturally built environment. And it deals with items such as roads, bridges, canals, dams, airports, runways, etc., etc. Civil engineers conceive, design, build, supervise, construct and maintain infrastructure projects and systems in both the public and private sector. It's a very, very wide-ranging discipline and indeed career. Many, many opportunities exist. Civil engineering, as I said, is the design, construction and maintenance of both the natural and the built environment. The bridge, for example, would include an engineer, civil engineers, indeed many other engineers, from inception to completion. And it's a very fulfilling and rewarding job when you're involved in projects such as that, and you see them from inception through design to fruition. Very exciting indeed. In AIT, we offer a B.Eng honours in civil engineering ab initio, or from the beginning, in other words. That's course code AL811. That is 4 years straight, for example, from Leaving Cert, 4 years, level 8 honours degree in civil engineering, a professional civil engineering qualification. Alternatively, we offer an AL721 code, which is a B.Eng in civil engineering. Again, Bachelor of Engineering in Civil Engineering, not at honours level. That is effectively a higher technician grade. You've also got an add-on, a B.Eng honours in civil engineering add-on. You could add that on to previous education experience or indeed onto your 3-year level 7 award. What that would mean is that you would take 3 years to do your ordinary degree in civil engineering and add 2 more years of academic study in AIT onto it to reach the same level of qualification as the ab initio 4-year honours degree. Note, both of them, whether it be after 4 years for the ab initio, 5 years for the 3+2, you will achieve the same level of award and qualification. AIT also offers a level 6 higher certificate in civil engineering, which is not a CAO option this year, but should you be interested in that, you can contact the civil engineering department or admissions at Athlone IT to get such an application rolling. The progression pathway is effectively, as I said, it's either level 8, straight 4 years from college entry, or level 7, 3 years, plus a level 8 add-on 2 years. So both of those will reach the same level of achievement. One takes 4 years, one takes 5 years. Note that the entry requirements are somewhat different depending on which route you choose. The AL811, level 8 in civil engineering, its duration is 4 years. Its award is a Bachelor of Engineering honours in civil engineering, professional qualification, professional civil engineer. And this cut-off points this year for the CAO is 320 points. The Leaving Cert requirement is 6 subjects with at least 2 subjects at higher level, grade H5 or better, and 4 at ordinary O6 or higher level, grade H7. Subjects are English or Irish at ordinary level O6 or higher level, grade 7, H7, and mathematics for the ab initio course is set at higher level, grade H4 or better. Our AL721 offering, which is our Bachelor of Engineering ordinary level 7 degree in civil engineering has a duration of 3 years. The award is Bachelor of Engineering Ordinary, and the CAO points cutoff is 233, with an entry requirement of grade 06 at ordinary level in 5 subjects in the Leaving Cert examinations. 2 of these subjects must be mathematics and a language, either English or Irish. The add-on, level 8, that 2-year offering, leads to a Bachelor of Engineering Honours, as does the ab initio 4-year course. The CAO points in this particular instance are not applicable, as you've got to have completed prior studies, for example, our level 7 award. If you achieve that level 7 award with a merit 2 grade, which is a 50 to 59% average or higher, and have obtained a result of 70% on average in your mathematics up to level 7, then you would qualify for application and entry into our add-on level 8. However, should you not achieve the 70% mathematics mark, you would qualify by sitting a 1-week intensive bridging maths course before the level 8 add-on course commences in September. In this particular module, it's a 1-week intensive maths preparation course, gets you ready for civil engineering discipline going forward and the applied mathematics subjects that are involved, and you must achieve a pass mark in the exam for that particular week's work of 50%. I won't talk you through the individual subjects because they are wide and varying, but I have them listed on these slides, which could be made available to you. All of what you see in the subject lists are available in the prospectus, which you are urged to get an electronic or hard copy of, as the case may be, depending on the circumstances. The themes, however, that runs through our civil engineering offerings, irrespective of which of them you prefer to select, are environmental engineering, geotechnical engineering, civil engineering management. So first of all, environmental engineering, the picture speaks volumes to do with the environment. Now, environmental engineering does look at waterways, it looks at pollution, it looks at environmental impact assessment, all of that type of business comes into it. Geotechnical speaks for itself, the ground, and in particular, what's below ground. There's a considerable amount of engineering done underground with soils, foundations, etc. Geotechnical engineering, one of the chief themes that runs through civil engineering courses. Civil engineering management, then, we would find of late, civil engineers are highly sought after for the tasks of civil engineering project management. One of the chief reasons for that is that employers fully understand and respect the fact that with a civil engineering, or indeed any other engineering qualification, with engineering qualifications, you are trained and have shown an ability to take problems and solve them yourself. That's what employers are looking for. The next theme that runs right through our courses in civil engineering is structural engineering. From initial structural appreciation and structural mechanics, right the way up through heavier duty structural analysis and structural design in accordance with the relevant codes of standard, etc., etc. Transport engineering, another theme that runs through. We have some modules, particularly towards the latter end of the level 8 awards. We have transport and traffic engineering modules. Deals with roads, road design, junction design, roundabouts, and indeed traffic modeling scenarios. Hydraulics then, as you can see from the picture, dams, reservoirs, that type of business. When you see hydraulics in the civil engineering context, you can take it that there is water involved in some way, shape or form, let it be in rivers, streams, canals, and indeed, and of course, in pipelines. So you're dealing with pipeline flows, pressures, etc., etc. So those are the chief and main themes that run through all of our civil engineering offerings. And the modules are listed here. I'm not going to go through them one by one, but I'll give you a minute there to have a quick look through them. All of this information is contained in the latest and current AIT prospectus for undergraduates. So if at a glance, you'll see the reflection of the main themes running right through the course from beginning at year 1, semester 1 to year 4, semester 8. Our level 7, Bachelor of Engineering Ordinary in Civil Engineering. Again, you will see that the main themes run right through from the beginning of year 1 to the end. And in all of these courses, there is a considerable amount of time spent looking at new and modern technologies and automated systems for doing everything you can think of civil engineering in each of the disciplines, insofar as is reasonably possible. For example, building information modeling with AutoCAD, Revit, etc., etc. There's formal training in areas like that. In surveying, one of the modules I would be dealing with closely and delivering, we would look at modern surveying methods, drone surveying, total stations, GPS surveying units, field controllers, data transfer methods and methodologies, etc., etc. So there's quite a considerable amount of modern technology, as you would expect, in the discipline and built in across the board. Our add-on 2-year level 8 award, I won't bore you with this. Again, these list of subjects are contained inside in this year's prospectus for undergraduates, but you will notice that they are the same modules as what's contained on the final 2 years of the ab initio level 8. They are effectively the same modules leading to the same qualification. Laboratories and practical sessions. As you are, those of you who are informed are more than aware, the practical orientated nature of civil engineering leads to many, many practical and laboratory sessions. So there's a high practical and hands-on content in this civil engineering field. The sessions take place in the state-of-the-art laboratories in Athlone IT's engineering building, or in the field, for example, as in surveying, as appropriate. Attendance at these laboratory practical sessions is mandatory for successful completion of the module, and of course, successful completion of the individual modules thereafter is a mandatory requirement for the attainment of the overall award in civil engineering. So there's a lot of laboratory stuff, there's a lot of practical stuff, there's lots of opportunities to get you thinking and get you working hands-on. Is and can be very, very enjoyable and rewarding. Work placement. In our honours degree civil engineering programs, let it be the 3+2 offering or the straight ab initio 4-year offering. A work placement is a mandatory requirement. It takes place in the penultimate semester of both level 8 offerings. That is the first semester of the last year of study. Normally, this work placement will last for somewhere up to maybe 6 months long, as it commences during the summer period. And it runs then for most of the duration of semester 1, right up to the Christmas exams in your final year. There's currently a very high demand for students on work placements, and we're in the lucky position where we have many, many employers and companies knocking on the door looking for students. And indeed, and it would be remiss of me not to inform you that many of these students forge out an opportunity and indeed an internship. And we've had many employers saying with our students that they can't wait until they're finished and they want them back to work with them. So they would obviously have availed of the opportunity, that is their work placement, to prove their credentials and prove that the company would be potentially in a better place should they give them a job. That happens to be the case, and I suppose the caveat is that that is the case for sure and for definite as we speak. Professional accreditation then. Currently, our level 7 and our add-on level 8 are accredited by Engineers Ireland. That is our professional body in Ireland that covers our engineering, or is an umbrella over our profession of engineering. Not necessarily just civil, but it covers all engineering disciplines. But we have our courses accredited by Engineers Ireland, which effectively adds great value to your award. It adds great value to your qualification, and it really helps that award to travel with you globally as you wish or as you want it to be. And great strides are taken at all times in our department with our colleagues, and our heads of school, heads of department make every effort to ensure that at all times our courses are accredited. And that enhances the values of your degrees that you achieve and allows you to take on job and other opportunities on that grand global scale, where I'm sure those ambitious ones of you intend to cut it and make it, as the case is. Projects then, throughout all of our courses, but particularly towards the end of the courses, in the higher years, students are afforded every opportunity to take on and complete independent work and research. So those opportunities exist. And we find that the students will come back and they will report that it was an absolutely excellent learning experience. They liked being in charge. They liked having the management aspect thrust upon them, and they liked having to deliver the goods. These opportunities allow the students then to take ownership and take control of their own learning and develop their own skills. And it can, and very often does, take the student to higher intellectual and academic places. Now, we would have loads of anecdotal evidence to suggest that students, through this type of work, find fairly quickly indeed that this type of work going forward is not necessarily for them. They're not necessarily going to be researchers and interested in that type of work as a career. And you would find that students would come back and say, I enjoyed my project work, I enjoyed X, Y, and Z, but I can't wait to get out into industry to ply my trade and show off my talents. Whereas other students with project works discovers that this research side of things, laboratory-based job work, is for me, and I might pursue further studies in, for example, a research master's or a PhD qualification. Our delivery methods are, as you would expect, really, for a civil engineering degree. Traditional classroom lectures. Online remote delivery is becoming more and more prevalent, not necessarily due to the current situation, pandemics, etc., but it is becoming more and more a viable offering, and we find that students like to have a form of blended delivery, whereas they're in the college maybe 3-4 days a week, maybe not having to attend the college one of the days of the week, and they can study in remote lectures. Laboratory and field practicals as appropriate there, depending on the subject. Tutorial sessions where you have your lecturer or technicians dealing with students solving problems. Site and industry visits are tailored to suit the needs of the course. We make every effort to get our students out to sites to have a look around, see what's going on. And sometimes, indeed, those visits can help the students to make up their minds for what they're going to attempt to achieve, or what they might envisage the future holds for them. Asynchronous activities then is being promoted as well, where it's effectively student-directed learning, where you take on tasks and you do the learning yourself, and then you report back, get feedback, etc. And of course, at all times, by virtue of the fact that we have accreditation from Engineers Ireland, group work and team activity is a key and pivotal part of attaining that accreditation. So we have to have evidence, and therefore there's a high volume of group and team activity built into our assignments and our courses. Engineers Ireland require evidence that students and professionals have developed an ability to work in teams and contribute to teams, and indeed in multidisciplinary settings. Careers and jobs then. There is currently a very high demand for civil engineers. leading to excellent job and career opportunities. I have to say, indeed, with attractive starting salaries both at home and abroad, quite different to the scenario that existed when I qualified and so on. But anyway, that's a long time ago. Graduates may find roles in either the private or the public sector, for example, in the councils or maybe teaching, for example, depending on what levels of experience you attain, involving design, management, construction, etc., of large-scale projects. Graduates may also pursue further studies by completing taught master's programs or undertaking a research master's or PhD. And as I said earlier on, that normally comes into your head as a thought, as a proposed career path, having completed your project work, particularly at the higher levels as you go along the route to achieving your degree. So that's a very brief overview on my part. And I would just like to take this opportunity to thank you for listening today. And should you opt for a civil engineering education from AIT, you can be assured that you will be most welcomed and afforded the due care and assistance that it takes to get to the other end. And then you should be able to embark on what we would always consider, and most people out there would consider, civil engineering to be a most interesting and indeed potentially very lucrative career, depending on the individual, of course. In the meantime, I'd like to take this opportunity on behalf of myself, the Department of Civil Engineering, and all of my colleagues in civil engineering to wish you the best of luck with your immediate academic endeavours, which is that Leaving Cert, if it's applicable to you. And remember, and don't forget, you're now about to start making some choices that will remain with you for the remainder of your career and your life indeed. So make them wisely and make those decisions and selections and choices in an informed manner. Make sure you put a dot on every I and a cross on every T before you press the send button, as it were. And finally, and don't forget that a rewarding career awaits you, but your reward in AIT awaits you upon selection of AIT as your next step in your formal education. So your reward awaits you that big day. You get the gown, you get the cap, as the case may be, and you march across that stage as a professional civil engineer in our case. So hopefully, sometime in the near future, we will see you, and I can, for one, will make every effort to help you along your way to becoming that professional that you need or want to be. Again, thanks for listening. Best of luck with whatever you make a decision or whatever you choose. Thank you.